Now, Eyewitness Sports.
Welcome to a full edition of WPRI OOT Squad
with
Back
Michael
Together.
Jackson's jacket from Thriller, Ruthie Polinsky.
I wore this for Gresh. He always makes jokes about my leather jackets.
Yep.
He asked me if I had a red one, and I said, yeah, I
Oh, was
do.
the last one black?
Yeah, it was a biker thing.
He's like, you look
How
like
many
Michael
leather jackets do you have?
I have lots of jackets. They're staple pieces because you can wear whatever you want underneath, but then you can change the jacket to a new outfit.
Touche. Mark agrees too.
Retweet.
Big jacket guy.
We talk about this off the air a lot.
I feel like I'm a little, you guys are like nice in your coats.
Well,
and
you were
I'm-
out in the field today in Foxborough.
I was. No big deal. How you guys doing?
Good.
Happy to be back.
Got the crew back together. Lot to talk about.
Lots. Mostly Jimmy. It's a
I've
Jimmy
been
themed.
so fascinated by this.
It's incredible. It's incredible. The last couple of days have been the real deal.
Because the last few years, how does it end for Brady? What happens to Garoppolo? And now we know.
Especially heading into the season, because you were waiting for something to happen in the offseason. You haven't said a word yet.
I was getting my
You haven't
popcorn ready.
teed up the question.
What
is our initial question? This is the preamble to it all.
The preamble is that we were talking about in the offseason what's going to happen with Jimmy. Maybe if they make a move, it should be now. Mm-hmm. And here we are.
You were live at
mid-season.
Gillette on NFL Draft Night, and like a moron, just nothing happened that night.
Nothing
With
happened.
Butler
It was
or
a very
Garoppolo.
uneventful night. But I had been looking forward to how this was going to play itself out. I expected more drama.
Pause. Let's phrase the question.
Okay.
Your reaction. Let's just go down the line.
Initial. So Monday night, what are you doing Monday night? You see the Shefty tweet, or what happened?
I was dealing with some stuff Monday night, and then I see the tweet, and I was stunned. I was stunned that at this time, Bill decided to trade this player. I guess on both accounts. I was stunned by the timing. I was stunned by the move. I was stunned. I thought Bill Belichick was going to choose Jimmy Garoppolo over Tom Brady. I didn't know when that would be. I thought that's what was going to happen. That's not what I would do. That's not what I was hoping for. That's what I thought Bill would do, based on the track record. Now, Robert Kraft is a variable in all of this because he's the owner and Brady's the franchise. I mean, they don't build Patriot Place without Tom Brady, with all due respect to Bill Belichick and Robert Kraft. But I thought Bill would have leaned towards the younger guy. I thought Bill would have wanted to coach somebody other than Tom Brady for maybe some legacy reasons. I don't know. I have no idea. That's just what I thought. So I was stunned on all counts.
I was shocked. I was here working. I saw the tweet, ran into the newsroom. I said,
bye, Jim.
well, there's bad weather, but we're the lead story after that. I was shocked at the timing because we thought the time they'd get the best value for him was the offseason. So I thought we were in the clear. And the NFL trade deadline isn't like Major League Baseball trade deadline where it's 3:59 and you're like, who's moving? Verlander's moving. By and large, big things don't happen. We've heard Bill explain it since then that this was his last window. True. I thought they were going to try to keep both next year. Or what reportedly they tried to do was sign a bridge deal. Hey, we'll pay you more than a backup, not quite starter money, but we want you in the future. Can you just hang out for a few years? Obviously, Jimmy wasn't willing to do that, nor should he.
Right.
He's going to become a starter and get starter money, but I was shocked. I don't like the move. I think you keep Garoppolo for 10 years. If he's 80% the player of Brady, then Brady for 3 years. And like you said, it goes against everything Bill Belichick's ever done in the past. Getting rid of the old guy for the new up-and-comer. But maybe Kraft was involved in all this because it's bad PR to get rid of the greatest player of all time. But I think if Belichick had a say in all of this at the highest level, I think Belichick would conceivably trade Brady after this year, a non-Super Bowl winning year, and go with Garoppolo. Or if they could somehow maneuver the money, keep them both, have Brady play his final year next year, say, hey, this is it for you here. Either retire or we're getting rid of you.
Well, I think that this is proof that they know that's not going to be the case.
Brady's the future.
Brady is the future. Brady's the next 3, 4, 5 years. We'll get into that. But I was actually on the phone with my mom having a very non-football conversation.
Jackets.
And what?
Jackets.
Jackets?
Talking about jackets.
No.
Okay.
I don't remember what we were talking about. But my boyfriend's in the room and he screams at me, Garoppolo's gone! Like, I'm on the phone, speakerphone with my mom, and I'm like, what? I'm like, Mom, gotta go. So it was kind of crazy, but I thought about it. I guess the second round draft pick was kind of an initial shock, as that being the exchange, but at the same time, it kind of makes sense because it's going to be a high second round draft pick.
And there were rumors that it would have been a one or multiple ones,
correct.
but that.
And then
which were obviously just rumors. I mean, that would be a complete dropping of the ball.
But now it kind of, and there's also been talk that this second round draft pick could be grouped with something else in the future for a future
And
exchange.
I think there was an understanding, hey, get rid of Hoyer. We don't want him as part of the deal because we want to sign him to a new.
Right. So it makes sense. I mean, I think it's good. My first initial reaction was I'm happy for Jimmy. I mean, that's a good quarterback. I think a lot of people, there are mixed reviews, but it's a good quarterback who's going to get to play. I mean, he's been sitting on the bench all season. He's going to get to go, and he's going to get to play. It's a good move for his career. I think he's hopefully going to get to prove himself.
Do we think Bill Belichick misplayed his hand? Because usually he's one step ahead of everyone, and here he really didn't have leverage. As he said in his conference call, this was their last window. So he didn't play his poker hand very well.
Yeah.
If you had done it in the offseason, Mark, you have maybe Cleveland and San Francisco playing off each other, or any other team that wants a quarterback. Mid-season, most people have their quarterbacks lined up.
I don't understand why. I don't understand what he was trying to wait and see about.
Right.
He waited as long as he could. What was he waiting to see? Was he wondering, was Brady going to fall off the cliff? Was he going to have an injury that threatened his career? What was he waiting for?
Right.
I mentioned this in the offseason about dating two girls or having two girlfriends. It always ends bad. Pick one, go with one.
Right.
And if that, I don't know what they were offered. What John Lynch, the general manager, I think, for the 49ers, said they didn't even get to the negotiating table in March and April.
Yeah.
So how do we know he didn't drop the ball? If they didn't even get there and make an offer, he might have been offering a one or multiple or 1 and a 3 or something.
And back to the reporting and all this, Adam Schefter, who's as plugged in as anyone in the league, I think gets info straight from the Belichick crib.
Straight from
Birds,
Belichick.
probably.
From Belichick.
Okay.
That's what I think.
All right. So he's bullish.
From Belichick.
Adamant.
Hey, Adam.
On WEI.
Yeah.
Not 1, not 2, not 3, not 4 firsts. Get Brady out of here for Garoppolo. So what changed?
That's the question.
Right.
I don't know.
So was Belichick almost like asking a favor, like, I'm going to bring it up with Robert that I want to get Brady out of here, and then they have the conversation, and Robert's like, no chance, Brady's here forever.
Maybe that was it. Maybe he wanted to run it by the owner. I don't think it got that far.
You could tell in the conference call. We've all listened to and heard Bill for a long time.
Which was surprising.
He was pretty candid, and you could tell that he cared about the player, and that you almost felt like they were stealing Jimmy away. Like, he did it because he had to, but not like other trades where, like, yeah, I traded Jamie Collins, and that was what was best for the team.
Something that was interesting about Belichick's phone conference, I thought, was he never really goes into extensive detail about his own guys. He really is like, this is something I've learned just while I've been here, he really likes to make broad statements saying, well, that's how it, each player's different.
Right.
Or this person, but he'll never go like on other teams he will talk maybe, scouting, in terms of scouting,
Right.
but about his guys, he'll never really go in extensive detail about a player. And with Jimmy, he did. He broke down his character. He broke down him as a quarterback. And I think that speaks to Bill a little hard. He was a little, he didn't feel so good about this.
No.
I think it's safe to say he was the succession plan for Brady,
Absolutely.
and Brady just didn't decline. Like they
Brady
thought he
powered
would.
through it.
He's done everything that no one's done before, which is every quarterback goes like this at 38, 39, 40, and Brady's seasons at 38, 39, and 40 are better than his 34, 35, 36 seasons, which makes no sense.
It's unprecedented. Bill has been in football for 40-plus years. This is an unprecedented situation. Tom Brady is... Nobody, first of all, has ever been probably as good as Tom Brady, period. Nobody certainly has been as good as Tom Brady at his age. And going forward, doesn't really look like much of a decline. He's also the master of health, so there's that. He never gets hurt, so there's that. Bill has never seen a situation like this, and nobody has a book on this.
Okay.
Bill Parcells couldn't have taught him. Ted Marchibroda, nobody could have taught him how to handle this
All right,
situation.
so we're basically in our next question. Are we surprised that the Patriots committed to 40-year-old Tom Brady? So my thing with this is that I think that Jimmy Garoppolo, what is unsettling to me about this trade is that no one else, if Brady goes down, knock on something,
Leather.
if Brady goes down, Jimmy Garoppolo, I think there was confidence that he could step in and win a Super Bowl.
With maybe the original day roster, maybe not today.
Sure,
Yeah.
sure, fair. But I think and that's saying that, that's a career-ending injury for Brady. But now I think what this is also saying to us is that if Brady, something happens, breaks his collarbone, maybe not something super serious, but he breaks his collarbone, he's concussed a couple weeks, he's coming back. And he's going to come back next year. I think this is saying that he's ready to play 4 more years regardless. 3. I think that's what this trade is saying to us.
His contract's through 19, so he would be 42 at the end of that. So in a year, does he sign another 3-year deal? 19 gets him of 20 seasons in the NFL. There was the ESPN article says Belichick maybe only has 2 or 3 years. I don't know how much stock you put into that. I'm putting, after this year, Brady 2 or 3 more seasons. It is a little scary as a Patriot fan. It was nice having the security blanket that's Garoppolo.
Right.
I tweeted this out. Maybe Brady's successor is in college right now, a freshman in college. We don't even know who that person is.
Right.
But you have to think they consider drafting a quarterback in the draft this year because Hoyer's clearly just a bridge backup guy. But like we were saying, Mark, we've never seen this before in the NFL. No one's ever invested in a 40-year-old except, I guess, the Vikings with Brett Favre. But
that was we're close. We need a quarterback.
Right.
Let's give it a shot this year.
Yeah,
and we'll
Brady
see.
wins. I mean, if all this was a game, if this was, Lord of the Flies, Brady wins.
I mean, imagine if in 2008 the Green Bay Packers traded Aaron Rodgers and committed to Brett Favre. I mean, it's just amazing that Brady
Rodgers
was able
had
to do
more
this.
outside,
Okay, bro, that's
but
fine. I'm not saying Jimmy Garoppolo is going to be Aaron Rodgers, but a young quarterback with a lot of I don't think anybody knew Rodgers was going to be this, even when the Packers were like, we got to get him on the field. They decided he was a good enough player. I think it was close to Jimmy as far as hype.
You know what Bill has said in the past is, I think it was during the 14 press conference, couple notes on that press conference. I think he said, we all know Tom's age and contract status.
Yeah.
So that lit a fire under Tom's butt. So you could argue that the Garoppolo selection almost helped you win 2 more Super Bowls because it made Brady
It's not even
better.
an argument in my
But
mind.
he said in that press conference, a dig at the Colts, we don't really want to do what the Colts did, which is go 2-14 once Peyton left or got hurt. So this is kind of where they're at, though, right now with Hoyer. If Brady's gone, I think you're still a playoff team. But if Brady tears his ACL game 1 next year, you're not winning the Super Bowl with Hoyer.
Right.
End of discussion.
So you got to kind of get the next guy in rotation here soon.
Well, yeah, I mean, you're not winning a Super. I mean, listen, you're not replacing Tom Brady probably with anybody.
With anyone.
Yeah, I don't know. Now I'm rethinking everything. Is Bill Belichick going away? Is he going to retire? Because maybe he's not as worried. Look, you always want to leave things better than when you got there or whatever, but maybe he's concerned with the now because he is gone after 2 years or 3 years or whatever it is, and he wants Tom Brady, ride out with Tom Brady and let him take him to where it's going to be, and that's
he wants to win one without Brady.
Well, that's what I thought, but maybe that's what I said. I'm changing my mind. I don't know. I'm surprised that he's committing to a 40-year-old.
What do you think of that
I didn't think he would do
that
it.
he and Belichick aren't really on great terms?
I don't think Belichick has much to say to Alex Guerrero at all. I think he is annoyed by that guy.
Oh,
Yeah.
right. What about Brady and Belichick?
They don't hang out
personally?
much.
Well, they don't get beers after work.
I'm sure. I bet there's immense respect. Look, I have no idea. I'm sure there's immense respect between the two, but he's his boss.
They're not.
I mean, how tight are you with your bosses?
I'm pretty tight with you guys.
I'm not talking
your
about
bosses.
that. Like,
Kinda.
just in general, like
My
it's not what
Yeah,
you
I
do. You don't
guess.
be tight with your boss.
No, I know.
You have a good relationship,
but I think he's a more than a boss relationship with Kraft.
Yes, that's like son,
They're
father, son
father,
almost.
son. And Belichick is not
a good
father,
point.
son.
Not even
I'll
close.
say this. I want Tom Brady, as a fan of the Patriots growing up, to have the squeaky clean resume. 20 years, Patriots, 5 Super Bowls,
Oh,
6
yeah,
Super Bowls,
you'd like
whatever
to
it
see
is.
him
I don't
stay with
want
the
the
Patriots.
Michael Jordan, Washington Wizards deal.
And
I don't
Yeah,
want
yeah,
that.
yeah.
No.
No. And yeah.
But does Tom Brady have enough self-awareness to know when to hang it up? Or is he going to be pretty bad and like, no, guys, I'm fine. I'm doing the pliability
Well,
stuff.
listen, if Belichick, if he doesn't and Bill is still there, Bill will have enough self-awareness, I think. Look, it's got to end some way. If it does, I'll tell you this. If Bill thinks that Brady is absolutely done, and for some reason Robert Kraft wouldn't let him move on, I bet Bill will go.
Well, that's the thing. Are you at the risk of losing Bill by saving Tom Brady?
It's got to end some way. Is it going to end perfectly amicably?
Because if you're Kraft, you're choosing Bill over Tom when Tom's 42. If Bill can coach 5 more years.
Right.
It's
Wait,
gotta
I'm
end
like
some.
my brain is racing about Belichick and Brady not liking each other.
No, nobody said they don't like each other.
Not that they
That's
don't
not
like
what
each
anybody
other,
said.
but now I'm just replaying some press conferences in my mind, and like when people ask Bill about Tom, like he's just
he doesn't want to isolate him as being the greatest of all time. And this is what happens in the playoffs when the national media comes in. Hey, Bill, how great's Tom Brady?
Yeah.
What do you want him to say? He goes, I'd rather not have anyone than Tom.
I don't even know if it's like our place to be commenting on their personal relationship.
No, we have no idea.
It's not. We have no idea.
Yeah.
Clue.
I would say, I'm assuming based on having had a job and having had bosses, it's a boss-employee relationship.
They work so closely together.
Yeah. They do.
They have the one-on-one meeting in his office every week. You know, I don't know if they have personal conversations, but what was it, the ESPN or this guy on Golf Channel who was like, Brady camp thought that Belichick would trade him at the end of the year.
Golf Channel? What is
he used to be on ESPN, I think.
Okay.
That guy.
Whatever. I'm sure they have a fine relationship, as evidenced by the success they've had. We saw them talking today at practice.
Yeah,
but this is I think Brady and his dad specifically, and Brady has alluded to it, that he's seen so many guys get kicked to the curb that it will be him one day.
Yeah.
Now it seems like it won't be.
No, it does seem like he's going to end his career with the Patriots. That's what it seems like. Mm-hmm. And I'd be all for it.
There was a period of time around 13, 14, there was a couple stories out when they were reworking his deal that it was his long-term future here was a little
you always
murky.
talk about the Super Bowl. Had that gone in a different direction? It's a crazy
I don't
thing.
know. I mean, if they get blown out by the Falcons and the image is Brady laying on the ground and he starts out badly, they keep Garoppolo?
Badly, poorly.
I'd say Tom has been not great this year. They got blown out in the Super Bowl. Is Garoppolo still on the team?
They have the same dilemma they have. They can't. They'd have to either get rid of Belichick. They have to either get rid of Brady, or they have to commit to one or the other eventually. That's the overriding theme here, and they did. They committed to Brady. Would they have done that? I don't know. Okay, I'll say this: if that happened, I bet it would have gone up the flagpole. It probably would have gone to Kraft at that point. Yeah. Now, who knows how that would have played out? But I bet you Bill would have taken it to Kraft.
What's our?
All right, our last one is back to Jimmy. Done with Tom. What kind of career do you think he's going to have?
We're just talking about
the
this
49ers
in the office.
Or
I hope it's with the 49ers, on the West Coast, away from the Pats, NFC West.
I think he's going to be really good.
I think he'll be
he looks good in San Francisco.
I don't know if he'll be a perennial Pro Bowler. I think he'll be a multiple-time Pro Bowler, maybe 5 times. I think he'll take care of the ball. He's not. I think he's learned in New England. We were thinking of comps, and we were like, Jake, is he going to be better than Jay Cutler? We were like, yeah, and he won't throw as many picks. Will he be as good as Phillip Rivers, who had a lot of stats but never went to a Super Bowl? If they can get the infrastructure in San Francisco there, and I think Kyle Shanahan's a good offensive coach, then he can be a top 10 quarterback in the league. I don't know if he's ever going to get to the Brady, Manning, Rodgers stature. Can he be a Roethlisberger, win maybe a couple Super Bowls?
He's already won 2.
Are we counting that as a starter? If he wins one as a starter, that ring's going to be in its own place in the two Patriots.
No, you're right.
You're right.
Look, I think he's Matt Stafford. Not necessarily in style of play, but I think his career and his impact will be akin to Matt Stafford. I think he's going to be a really good quarterback, but again, though, this is why I would have traded him last offseason. He could be a really good quarterback, could be really good for the Patriots 10 years. We could go to the playoffs, blah, blah, blah. Tom Brady's elite. We've never seen Tom Brady do this. He is definitely going to be fine health-wise over the course of the next year, 2, maybe 3 years till he's 42. I would take that and try to win another Super Bowl or a second Super Bowl, a 7th Super Bowl, because we know Tom Brady can get you there and can win it and can still do that. I would take that and roll the dice there rather than just dumping Tom, having Jimmy be really good Phil Rivers, Tony Romo for a long time, but not get to the Super Bowl, not even really come close to the Super Bowl. That's what I would do. I would take it now to win as many as I can now, and I'll figure out the quarterback of the future later.
See, but I say that with the caveat of it being that Bill thinks he's the next guy. I don't know if Bill does. Clearly not if he traded him.
You say what with the caveat?
like I don't think they should have traded him. I think they should have found a way to keep him to be the next quarterback. But that's only if Bill's 100% in on him.
If Bill knew he was going to be Aaron Rodgers, then trade Brady.
Let's be clear about something, though. Bill Belichick picked Tom in the 6th round.
Yeah.
He passed on him many times, like
Right.
everyone else did.
Yes.
And he hasn't drafted a single other good quarterback since he's been here, besides Garoppolo.
Yeah.
So it's not like Belichick's his quarterback whisperer all of a sudden.
No, but he
screwed it up in Cleveland with who's the guy I got rid of?
Bernie Kosar.
Bernie Kosar.
Yeah. But hold on. But he saw Tom play. He's been around him for 2 decades almost. He's been around Jimmy for 4 years. He's seen a lot of Jimmy. I hope he has a pretty good idea of what he was trading.
But Ruthie, let me ask you this.
Let's bring Ruthie back into this
Hi,
conversation.
Andrew Luck
fine.
is a great quarterback. Crappy organization. What's happened to him? San Francisco's been a dumpster fire since they lost the Super Bowl. So if the circumstances aren't right, maybe Jimmy doesn't succeed as much, right?
Right. I mean, I think the 49ers as a whole needs to get better before, Brady's had some help, right? I mean, he's had some unbelievable people around him that have helped him get where he is, but Jimmy needs that too. I mean, you can be a really amazing, but if he is an amazing quarterback, maybe they'll, it just kind of, he could fuel the fire almost.
And then today, Shanahan's
I like the Tony Romo analogy. That clicked for me.
And he's pretty mobile.
He is mobile.
Can I just say one more thing
Yes.
really quick? The problem is, see, like I said, he could be Matt Stafford, Jimmy Garoppolo. He could be Matt Stafford on the Niners, on the Lions,
Right.
whatever. Here, he could be Aaron Rodgers. Or on the Lions, Tom Brady could be Matt Stafford. We don't know. We'll never know because Brady ain't going there.
Right.
But we don't know what Tom Brady would have been without Bill Belichick in this system. We don't know what Jimmy Garoppolo now will be in this system compared to the other one.
That's why Brady, Belichick, Kraft was like the perfect formation.
We'll probably never see it again.
The
Where an
trifecta.
owner, a coach,
Ding, ding, ding.
and a player who are so elite all come together in their prime. I mean, Belichick was, 48 when he got the Patriots job? Brady just comes in the league.
Came in
Robert
the same year,
Kraft
2000.
had been an owner just long enough for about 8 years where he had figured out what he needed to do. It was the perfect mix and the perfect timing of greatness, and you saw what transpired.
It's unbelievable. Here we are.
All right.
2017.
Into the bye week, plenty to talk about on The Nation on Sunday.
Yeah, tune in.
Nation.
And anything else we wanted to touch on in this? Who's more handsome, Tom or Jimmy?
I'm Team Jimmy.
Yeah, every woman I've talked to has consensus.
Tom,
Jimmy.
to me, the more time I've spent around him as an individual, he's almost like robotic. He's almost like, do you know what I'm saying?
No.
He's almost like so perfect in every way.
He's like manufactured.
Not even physically, but he's just like, how, you're not like a real
I feel like he looks better. He's a
human
better
to me.
looking man now than he was when he came into the league.
Without a question,
Yeah.
but you wonder how much of TB12 and maybe a little Botox has done.
He's got some Botox.
But
Really?
Just a couple shots in the.
I don't know.
He has no wrinkles, and he's
0
40.
wrinkles. That could be his TB12. Though.
He must have the most immaculate creams, though.
Products.
Yeah, look at his wife. She knows what's up.
If you don't eat sugar and salt and all that, your face isn't puffy.
Okay.
It's unbelievable. Yeah, but Jimmy is just a nice,
Natural,
specimen
organic.
of a man.
You feel like he's
That
respectful
smile,
too.
He's very respectful.
I
My
like
one-on-one
Jimmy.
with him, he was incredibly respectful, funny, nice guy.
Hates the Chicago Cubs.
He's a White Sox guy?
He's a White Sox guy.
Oh, he is?
Hates the Cubs. I asked him during the World Series.
I should have asked him that in my
Who are you
one-on-one.
rooting for? You going for the Cubs because you're from Chicago? He's like, F no.
Oh,
White Sox.
Did he
all the-
say the actual F word?
Southside guy?
I forget if he dropped the F, but maybe just he was emphatic about not wanting the Cubs.
I love that. Uh-oh, now I'm more sad.
He's a Southsider.
No, I'm happy. I'm excited to see him get to actually play football. That's what you want.
Yes.
And I'm really pleased.
I'm going to be a little hesitant because if he looks like Aaron Rodgers, I'm going to want
Right,
to throw
we're
him.
like,
Well,
Well,
Pats fans, if
dude.
he looks great, and then you're going to be kicking yourself.
Yeah.
So
Right.
doesn't Pats fan want to see him look like garbage?
Right.
Nah, yeah. I love the way he looked when he was playing here. Man, did I love it.
Yeah, it came in with composure.
Did I
and
love
that's
it? Did I
key.
love it? 6
But
quarters.
it's 6 quarters.
6
We're probably
quarters.
overrating him.
Yeah.
It's fine.
I know a lot of people that think he's the most overrated thing that's ever happened to the New England Patriots.
Well, Walt Buteau was in here earlier, like, oh, you've spoken like a true Patriot fan.
Yeah,
like,
well,
you guys
guess
think
what?
everyone is
you
better.
think I give one crap what Walt Buteau thinks?
Well, he's your average NFL fan who's
Yeah.
not from New England.
Right.
So I
That's
like
fair.
I like to hear what he has to say.
All right, that's fair.
She
Am I
says
that
she's not
jaded
from New
already?
England.
I'm
She's
so
not from New
jaded.
England.
You're a little
I'm
jaded.
a little
You're
jaded from
drinking
you
the
guys. I
Kool-Aid.
spend like
You're drinking the Kool-Aid.
9 days a week with you
Your
guys.
boyfriend's from New England.
But we can call out.
England.
We're still able to call out the Pats. I mean, we all grew up Patriot fans, but we're not immune to calling.
What do you mean?
them.
That's what we're here for.
Yeah, I understand. Yeah, right. We're not like in Bill we trust every day of the week.
All right, let's go.
Okay, that's going to be it for this edition of WPRI Double OT. You can catch this episode and all the episodes on WPRI.com and listen to us in the mornings on your way to work on our podcast on iTunes. Right, guys?
Anything else you want to add, Mark?
Can we break it down? Squad
Happy
together.
birthday to my wife next week.
Oh.
32.
Whatever age she wants to be.
Danny Amendola's birthday's tomorrow, he
Yeah.
told us. Tomorrow, happy
32,
birthday.
yeah.
Danny.
Olivia gonna give him a nice present.
I didn't know where you were going with
Yeah,
that
let's
one.
go.
Free meal at our new restaurant.
Back 40. All right, thanks. Really good to be back here with you both.
All right.
Let's do it again sometime.
All right, we will see you next time.